We recently had a ton of requests for Greg to do a nail shape that we call the Greg shape, but he calls the tapered square. He's going to show you exactly how to do it right now.
My shape is a tapered square nail. There is technique involved in order to create perfection when it comes to this look. I want to be able to show you guys in detail how it's achieved. I'm going to take you through the steps of prep, application, and finishing, and this is going to make it really easy for you guys to execute. All right, so the first thing I want to be able to do is all this back here, her cuticle. I want to be able to get this back. It's going to expose a little bit of natural nail. Tracy has a little bit of acrylic left on her nail from the removal, but not much. It's going to set me up for a great prep. I like to run my arbor band at 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. You're going to notice that I'm going to use an overgrip position, and I'm just going to tickle away the shine. And you notice how I start from here and go all the way around. Then I use a really light feathering motion to tickle away from corner to corner. This is going to give me a really effective and efficient way of removing shine from the natural nail quickly. So once we're done doing that, I'm going to take swipe. I'm going to use a manicure brush. Then I'm going to use this to cleanse the surface of the natural nail. This is going to balance the pH level, and it's going to set me up for protein bond application. What we want to be able to do is use 2 coats. And I like to go through all 10 fingers and then basically come back once it's set and apply my second coat. Okay, so what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to get a form on, but I want to be able to show you guys something. Tracy has, as you can see underneath, she has extended hyponychium. That means all of her skin literally grows out to the edge of the nail. So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to shape the form so that we don't have that issue. I'm going to come in here, and I need to cut away. I need to just cut a V right here at the bottom, and then I'll follow it onto the other side all the way around, just like this. And then what we're left with is just a nice cut. In the end, I can come in and shape out the rest of it if I need to, just to make it as smooth as we possibly can. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take that tab. I'm going to place it underneath. I'm going to go ahead and pre-pinch the form. Okay, so as you can see, it just tucks up right underneath her natural nail. And as you can see from the side profile, I'm going to have a really, really nice flat platform where it's going to be able to build out nice and straight onto the nail. I'm going to go ahead and use Cover Pink. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pearl, and it's really important that I dab off the excess because I don't want it to run anywhere. So once I actually set this down to the front of the nail, then I'm going to wipe my brush, and you're going to notice that I'm going to walk it from the top, all the way from the top. Now, for me, even if I have the nail form pinched out this much, you can still see that I'm actually able to build a really, really nice shape, a nice square shape, because I'm not extending it all the way to the end. This is going to give me a lot of C-curve. So what I'll do is I will, again, use the body of the brush, walk it from the top of the pearl to the corner of her growth channel. I'm going to go back over the top just like this. Same exact thing, connecting it all the way, and then you can see how straight it is from the top. But again, I'm trying to keep the free edge as straight as I possibly can. And then that is going to establish a really, really straight square nail. When it comes to building the upper arch, what I'll do is I will take, again, a nice bead by bouncing. I'll give it a couple of seconds, and then what I'll do is I'll keep the finger angled down towards the free edge. Once I actually set this down, I'm going to use the tip of my brush, and I'm going to lightly work around the cuticle area. You'll notice that the product runs right past the support. If I have to brush it, what I'm going to end up doing is, you notice how I started from the side and I brushed down and through from the front of the pearl. Back of the pearl, front of the pearl. And what this is going to do, it's going to keep most of the upper arch where I need it. As the product starts to set, then what I could start to do is I'm using a pull and wipe method. It's going to take excess all the way down to the very, very front of the nail. I pretty much have enough to extend the whole extension. After I brush it a few times, if I don't have enough right here at the front, then what I could do is I could come in with a small blending bead. Again, lightly take off the excess. I'm going to set it right here, only where I need it in the front. I'm going to lightly brush it back. And as you can see, little piece of glitter. I have the excess right here at the very, very tip. All I'm going to do is use the body of the brush and work it from side to side so that it fills in the space necessary. This is going to give me the ability to build the nail, again, in the least amount of pearls. And as you can see, I've built it out so that I don't have to do that much filing. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. Right before it sets, I'm gonna pinch it, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I shape it. So you notice that once I actually start to pinch it, let me go ahead and take the form off. One of the things I like to do is if I take the back of the brush and I just kind of lay it to the back, to the front of the nail, just like this, I could kind of wrap it around the end of the brush. You're going to see that I'm gonna have a really, really nice C curve right here in the front. Okay, so what I'm notorious for is tapering the front end. I'm gonna go through the process and show you guys what I do. What I will do is I'll begin with my sides and I will file straight up and down to try to keep it, again, as straight down the sides as possible. I do the same thing on the opposite side, keeping contact with the whole entire side. So you're gonna notice how my file contact starts from the very, very top all the way to the bottom. You can see how the ledge is built out. As it comes down, it's a flat ledge that goes all the way from this point all the way down to the end. So once I'm done shaping, right, again, I'm not trying to do anything here. I'm just making sure that my nail is going to be dead straight on both sides. Dead straight on both sides. And then what I do is I take my hand file, and then instead of keeping it dead straight, I taper it in like this. So I'm getting contact with the bottom, and then I will file up. And then what it ends up doing, as you can see, it ends up tapering the very, very front of the nail. So you can see from the very top, I line my file parallel to the finger. I need to file up and continue to file until my hand file reaches the corner to build a really, really nice straight lower arch. And I need to do the same thing on the opposite side. As you can see, it's hanging down from the bottom, parallel to her finger. I need to file up and continue to file until it reaches the corner. And once it gets to the corner, I can take a little bit of pressure off just to make it as smooth as possible. This is just gonna give you a really, really nice extension. Once I am done shaping, again, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, I'm now gonna use my electric file. I'm going to use the I-formation roadmap, take down the bulk so that I spend the least amount of time hand filing around the cuticle area. Okay, I'm gonna use the Young Nail safety bit. I'm gonna run my electric file around 10,000 RPMs. I don't really need a lot of filing, right? I'm just gonna take that down and then file through the upper arch, starting from zone 1 and moving all the way through so that you guys can see that I have a really, really nice arch all the way through. If I'm filing down the barrel of the nail, if you're looking down the barrel of the nail, I need to take down this thickness. I'm using zone 3 of my barrel. I'm working all the way down to make it nice and even. As I come in one direction all the way through, look at how it rounds out. And I keep working in one direction all the way through to try to get it as nice and even. And I'm also looking at the C curve right here to make sure that I have the right thickness from side to side, right, as you can see. All right, last but not least, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to work around the cuticle area. So I'm going to go again, one direction all the way through. I don't want to be too aggressive, and then I'm going to follow through by coming through the whole entire nail. All right, all my bulk is taken down. Now it's time for me to hand file this into perfection. Okay, so what I like to do again is I'll start from the cuticle area. Notice I'm working down one side, right? Keeping contact through my file lines, how they swivel down. So it's easy for me to get contact on this side. When I'm working the opposing side, pressure up, down, contact down, contact down, contact. I'm getting contact when I'm going up, and then I'm riding it slowly. If I have to ride it around the cuticle area, you can see right at this point, I kind of rest my file here, and then what I want to be able to do is just kind of lightly go around that edge to make it smooth. And then I'm doing the same exact thing as I'm working down the sides. Last but not least, I'm just going to take my hand file and follow through. Where we're going to see perfection is here. So I can show you that I have a couple high points through here, but this is a great view. The client profile is a great view where I could rest my hand file on top, and then what I could do is I can glide, and notice how I'm gliding down the barrel of the nail, right, to get this as even as I can from side to side. This is going to make it absolutely flawless. And as you can see, all I'm left with is a really nice rounded tip. You can see how straight my edges are. You can see how straight my edges are. You can see how even it is. If I wanted to make it, I just want to go ahead and buff the edge just to show you guys basically how smooth of an application it can actually be. So you can see that you're going to be able to build a really, really straight sidewall coming down and through here. You're going to be able to build the same straight sidewall all the way through here. You can see from side to side how even it is, but then again it has a really nice tapered free edge right here, which makes it look straighter because again, I don't have to worry about rounded corners. My corners are dead straight. The only thing that's round is the very front of the nail. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some top coat over the top, and you guys can see what it looks like close up.